Hi and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I am Morgan and today we are going to talk all things first aid kits. I think it's very important to always have a first aid kit with you. When traveling, depending on what you're doing, you're going to have a different type of first aid kit. In my daily life, I have a small first aid kit in my purse or backpack, whatever I have with me that day. Something about this size, this is actually the one I have in my purse. I also always have one in my car, which is this type of size, and it's a hard shell. You can stick it under the passenger seat, and that's where I have mine. I also am a professional dancer, so I always carry one with me when I'm performing or dancing, and that's kind of this bag. You can have first aid kits in different types of bags and different things inside them, but let's talk about what is inside my first aid kit and what you should carry in your first aid kit. You could get pre-made first aid kits. I know Target has them, Amazon has them. If you are a hiker or a camper, REI has them. That is actually kind of what my car one is. It's somewhat a pre-made one from Target. What Target also does sometimes, if you look in their first aid kit section where they have their BandAids or their gauzes, if you buy maybe 3 or 4 first aid items, you get a box like this for free. And I believe that's kind of how I did this. I got this car one and then I added to it. And these are really nice because they're kind of hard shell and they don't get damaged. When driving, you can have a bigger first aid kit than this if you want because it's in your car. Certain things that I will always keep in my car in case of an emergency. I always have a blanket. I always have water bottles that are just kind of in my trunk and an extra set of clothes, one warm and one like summer, in case I'm broken down somewhere and I need clothes. This first aid kit is really nice because it comes with small little trial packs. The thing is, if you ever use something out of your first aid kit, make sure you replenish it because that is key. You don't want to use something in your first aid kit and then have an accident, need that again, and you didn't replenish it. I think we should dive into what I keep in my DIY build your own first aid kit, and then we can also dive deep into things that are already in pre-made first aid kits. Like I said before, this is kind of my bigger first aid kit. Now, I keep a lot of things in this. Some things you might not need to keep with you. They are things that I use in my activities. When I'm hiking, camping, when I'm dancing, I keep more things in my bag because I have a likelihood of needing more things. If it's my everyday basis, I keep more simple things. So let's start with the simple things that I should always have with me. This is kind of a little bag that I have, and I can link this type of bag down below because they're actually reusable Ziploc bags. What's great about these, you can get them in different colors. So you can have one that's your first aid, one that's like your pencils and pens in your bag, keeping it organized. Number one, I always have BandAids, and I have BandAids of different sizes. So I go from like these big ones to little strips to the little dot ones that you can rip off and they're small. You never know what size Band-Aid you're gonna need. Sometimes you need a bigger one, sometimes you need a smaller one. If you have the space, try to have different sizes. With your Band-Aids, you wanna clean the area if you have a cut or a scrape. I have these alcohol prep wipes and they're just come in these little packs. You can buy a big box of them and then kind of divide them out. That is normally what I do when I'm building a first aid kit or I'm refilling it. I go to the store, I'll buy a big box of Band-Aids, a big box of these alcohol preps or anything like that, and then I divide it in between my first aid kits. Neosporin is something that I always like to carry with me as well. This is kind of my favorite one because when you have a scrape or cut or something that you need to put Neosporin on, sometimes your hands are not clean. And what's great is this one is a little spray one. I don't have to touch the wound. I don't have to put my dirty hands on it. I know that this is clean and kind of a safe way to do it. And with that being said, I will always have hand sanitizer in my first aid kit as well as my purse or my backpack. So I always do my hand sanitizer, but I also want to just still try to not touch the wound as much as possible. In my little one that I carry in my purse, I also carry different types of medicine. So I have like cold medicine, I have anti-diarrhea medicine. I also carry gloves in here. I am CPR certified and AED trained, so I always keep gloves and a face mask with me. Again, keeping your germs, trying to prevent bloodborne pathogens, all of that, I keep gloves with me. I also have like the Benadryl anti-relief stick. This one, again, I try to pick things where I'm not really rubbing straight on. It's a little stick. You can just rub it right on the itching spot. Something I will always carry in my purse, I have food allergies, so I always carry allergy pills with me. Now this is a bigger bottle because this is for my bigger first aid kit, but you can get on Amazon these little containers that I actually put a few allergy pills in there for me, as well as acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, or ibuprofen in there. Now, depending on you and your own health, you might not be able to take acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, or ibuprofen. So try to think about that. And if you're able to take one or the other, make sure you have that with you. It just helps. Also, something to think about is first aid can be as small as a little scratch to a big gash or a broken arm. So I think about the little things as well. I think about my allergies. I think about, am I coming down with a cold and I'm out and about and I feel like I need to take some cold medicine. So that's why I have certain things in my bag. If you don't feel like you need these, that's okay. This is again what I put in my bag. This is kind of how I build my first aid kits. They might be different than what is in a prefabbed bag. With allergies, I also bring Benadryl. So I take Benadryl pills, and then you saw the Benadryl stick that I bring for itching reactions to the skin, but I do bring Benadryl pills as well. If you or someone in your family has to have an EpiPen, always have an extra EpiPen in your first aid kit. You should always be carrying that with you no matter what, if you need it or someone in your family. Like my niece needs an EpiPen, so we always have EpiPens with her whenever we're babysitting her, but maybe that's something that you need to put in your first aid kit as well. If you don't want to get the stick Benadryls or the stick Neosporin, you can get kind of the regular ointments or the anti-itch creams. These are both great. I carry both with me. Depends on the situation. You might need more than a little spritz, and these are going to be better. Again, if you're able to wash your hands, do that. If not, hand sanitizer is the best way to go. All right, if you have contacts, I always carry an extra pair of contacts in my first aid kit. I don't know when one's gonna fall out. If I need it, I know it's in there then. And with contacts, I also always have eye drops. I have allergy eye drops in there, and that is something that is gonna help. And if you have specific eye drops that you need for a prescription, maybe have them in there as well. Speaking of prescriptions, if it's a prescription that you need in case of emergencies, I would always carry that with you as well. Not only do I carry Band-Aids with me, when I'm going hiking, I always carry gauze with me. I don't know what could happen out there. I could fall and I could need gauze because of something more like that. I also carry a compression sleeve brace. This one's really simple. I actually got this from when I was injured once, and it's small and it's tight and it's a compression sleeve, so I can put it on my knee, my ankle, someone's elbow if they hurt. Those are things that I carry as well with me. And again, I carry this in my dance bag because you never know when you're gonna need that. With hiking or dancing, personally, I like to always carry KT tape and other tape as well. Just if there is an injury and I need to tape it up and kind of secure a part of my body, that helps. There are certain things that I like to have when I'm dancing as well as hiking, and that is these kind of topical creams. I like BioFreeze, Arnica gel, and Voltaire gel. What's great about these is they're kind of used for different things. For example, if I'm hiking and I'm doing an overnight and my joints are a little sore, I can put on some BioFreeze and know that I can hike out in the next day. If I'm bruised, I throw in some Arnica gel. I love this stuff. It is great for bruises and kind of cuts. It kind of heals it better, and it is natural. I also always carry kind of extra vitamin C just in case I feel like I'm coming down with something. Again, my first aid kit, I am doing the prepare of just in case something is going to happen, as well as when something happens. Scissors is something that I will always carry in my bigger first aid kit, just in case I need to cut gauze or tape. Weird one, hair ties. I always keep hair ties in my first aid kit. If my hair is down and I have an emergency that I need to pull my hair up, get it out of my face, or if I have a cut on my forehead and there's blood and I need to pull back my hair to keep it kind of safe and out of that, I will. So I always carry hair ties. You might not think about it, something I do. If you have a lot of allergies like I do, keep a list of your allergies in your first aid kit, or somewhere where if you are in an incident where someone else needs to help you, you can tell them where to grab it, because if you are allergic to medicines or you are allergic to certain foods, anything like that, it's going to keep you from getting more sick or injured. So kind of keep a list of allergies. You can laminate it and put it with your wallet and your ID, which you should always have your ID on you when you're hiking, climbing, canoeing, kayaking, walking around, so that you're identifiable if needed. And so you have your allergies there as well, or any other medical issues that you have. I keep an ice pack with me, those ones that you can like pop and break open and shake those. Those are great. So that is a lot of stuff that I carry personally in my own one that I make. And again, you can add and change what you want. Something I've yet to mention is a flashlight. Yes, we have flashlights on our phone, but maybe you want to get a little flashlight. They have like these small ones that you can just push the button and they're really easy. You can throw in them for emergencies. This one that I have always in my car, let's take a look into it. This one is the one that's kind of pre-made from Target that I then added some more things to. So I'll show you kind of what is in that. Things like I mentioned, you have gauze and BandAids. There's also one of those kind of looks like aluminum foil that runners have to keep you from being really cold. And so that's something that's in here as well. There's a little light breaker stick so you can have a light. So you can have this instead of flashlight if that's something you want to do. They also have Tums, and I put chapstick in here because if your lips are really breaking, that's nice. There's the ice pack in here that it's the one where you just kind of crack in case of an emergency. This is one that I can try to find on the Target website and link down below. I can link down below some other pre-made first aid kits. I think it's really important to always have one, whether it's a small, just a few Band-Aids, a Neosporin, and allergy pills in your purse, or if it's a bigger customizable one, or if it's just one that you picked up from Target, Amazon, REI. It's really important to stay safe, and when prevention works, nothing happens. My mom always says that. Being prepared and being safe is great. Another thing that you might not think about, if you are hiking out in the wilderness, if you are kayaking, canoeing, if you are traveling, always let someone know where you are or where you're going to be. So if you don't check in, they can always check in on you. Keep safe out there. I hope this helped. I hope you're able to build your own first aid kit and keep yourself safe and healthy out there. Let me know if I missed anything or something that you like to always keep in your first aid kit. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be safe and travel well, and like and subscribe down below. I'll see you around for our next video. Bye!